As a musician, collaboration with the other musicians is essential. What is really important in life is how we get along with our other human beings. And so working with other musicians, I think as a primate, as a human being, is a great way of getting that satisfaction of being a human being.
My heart is beating slowly, and my soul will soon be going. And when we leave this body, we are nobody. And days pass by as you are, so was I. And now, as I am, so shall you be, so shall you be. No more, my love, no more, my love. Yeah, I'm never gonna cry no more. I said no more, my love, no more, my love. Yeah, I'm never gonna cry no more. No, never you mine. No, never you mine. Just raise your mind, my dear. Well, my heart is beating slowly, and my soul will soon be going. And when you leave this body, you are nobody. And then you pass by as you are, so what was I? Oh, and now, so shall you be. No more, my love. Yeah, I'm never gonna cry no more. I said I'm never gonna cry no more. No, I'm never gonna cry no more.
We're rolling. We're rolling. No, hang on 1 second.
You said to let him know
with your texting.
Yeah.
I'm not texting. Fucking idiot.
You said to let him know when he was
like you're
rolling.
texting.
No.
And now he's rolling. And
We're rolling.
Shred's over there.
Rolling.
Wait.
I wasn't texting.
We are rolling.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm sick of you treating me like shit. Sorry, that got real deep there for a second.
Yeah, we're rolling. All right, we're rolling.
Rolling.
We are Fairseas.
We're another band from Kentucky. Good, everybody. Hit up at once.
So how do I know that you won't change your mind? I see this all around.
I play the drums.
Sort of.
I sort of
He
play
tries
drums.
to play drums. I try to play guitar.
I almost play bass.
I don't really play guitar. They tell me I suck all the time, but I feel like I have.
That's not true. Why not? How dare you throw all three of us under the bus like that while we're rolling?
Well, I thought when the camera was on was when the truth really came out. Truth comes out on
You
camera.
were wrong.
So I'm wrong? You guys don't hate me?
Well,
The Rotunda project is an extensive collaborative piece constructed by Fairseas, and it's really centered around 5 songs that actually kind of existed before Fairseas did. Our musical reputation as a band is rock music, but there is a whole other side to Fairseas that isn't known yet.
no.
And these 5 songs are very different, and we just didn't think that we could do these 5 songs justice ourselves, and then tossed in the idea to collaborate with people. The inception of the Rotunda project was during a band rehearsal, I believe.
I think so.
And we were kind of going over material that we didn't have a plan for, just songs that were kind of out of place.
We kind of thought about who would suit well for each song, because the songs weren't completely finished. That's why we needed these other musicians, because we wanted to add things to them. So we kind of let them have free reign to add parts how they saw fit and how they heard them. But from there, we decided it would be a good idea to document the entire process.
All I wanted to get on film was your punishment. You were definitely considerably late, but you were still late. And we got this tardy chart that we're gonna add you to over here. Because now you're part of this whole process.
Yeah, like you should go outside for those.
All right, band strikes. Here we go. All right, say that again.
What, the band strikes?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have the most, but I mean, I get the most only because like I work the hardest and I experiment the most. I'm always experimenting in a state of perfecting my craft, and you see, this is just how it is. You know, there's tardies, there's absences, there's mistakes, and there's naysaying. If you want to argue with anything that happens over here, and you're gonna go ahead and get a tardy for the 5 minutes that you stole from us tonight. Are we rolling? Are we rolling?
Is it rolling?
All right, well, guess we should talk about something important. We should probably talk Rotunda.
We talk business.
Let's talk about how great it sounds in there.
Yeah, let's force this conversation.
All right. Are we rolling?
You guys ready?
Man, that room really sounds great.
After the first day of shooting, we began making rough demos of the songs and emailed each song to the featured musicians. We did this so that each musician would be prepared for the 5-night recording process inside a newly revitalized landmark of Paducah, the Rotunda entrance of the old Coca-Cola factory. Once it all came to fruition, we realized this project was more about our town, its people, and what can be achieved through collaboration. This project definitely is unlike anything we've ever done before.
Everything has been a learning experience and just a lot of fun, and it has definitely turned into something much bigger than we ever expected.
My name is Dr. Kenneth M. Kornheiser, DVM. I'm Uncle Kenny. I play harmonica with the group for the Rotunda project on one of the songs. Well, the song that I play on is If These Boots Could Talk.
I sang vocals on If These Boots Could Talk with the guys from Fairseas and Alex Coltharp and Uncle Kenny.
Alright, tell me your name.
Which camera should be my primary focus? So, hi, I'm Alex Coltharp. I'm gonna do that one more time without waving hi at the camera, so it was awkward. So I'm Alex Coltharp, and I am kind of a banjo player. So during the practice, it was myself and, Fairseas guys and Luke Taylor just trying it out on the back porch, which was nice, little intimate setting. There was like motive candles placed just so.
Yeah, I like
How do
that.
you count when you're playing that lick, or that lick just in general? It's got such a constant roll to it that I especially during the rest, I don't really know where the 4 was or the 1.
Rest in peace, Papa. Will you come back for me?
I'm grabbing you now, forget the house you fucked up. Sorry. No, that's cool. Did somebody burp because it smelled like hot dogs?
I had some pasta.
You
It's not hot dogs,
It
but I did
definitely
go to
smelled like
Olive
hot
Garden.
dogs. Some Olive Garden pasta. Some hot dog pasta?
Like I told you at the beginning, I just feel so awkward singing without an instrument. Like I was just like, can I just hold a guitar and Garth Brooks it? Like,
Just let it hang on your back.
yeah.
Never play it. I can't wait to hear harmonica in there with it, with it all. It's gonna be amazing. We played it for the guy that's gonna be playing harmonica, our uncle. I guess it was it last summer?
Yeah.
But he just jumped right in and it was fucking sick.
Really?
Tracking If These Boots Could Talk, this was different. We're used to live tracking, which basically, if anybody doesn't know what that means basically you're all going in one room with a bunch of microphones and you just hit record and you go and you play as long as you can before you fuck up. But with this, we had to treat them a little differently.
Check. Which input am I?
This should be. Can you hear the guitar?
Check.
I'm gonna try and get you over here. Can you hear the guitar?
Yeah, here from here. Yeah, that's right there.
We recorded the song as isolated tracks, that is, as each musician played their part separately, listening to the other music that was already recorded.
One more time.
Okay.
Yeah, that whole like I'm gonna take down the dynamics and swell them back in. That's me being lost.
Very artful.
Sit in the mix for a minute. Oh, there it is. Okay. That guy's a dynamic.
Super dynamic. Yeah. All right. You want to try that part again? The bridge. It's a bridge. It says here.
What's the?
I remember that day, I had just gotten off a cold, and like we practiced it, and it was perfect at practice. And then whenever we came here to actually do it, I was just getting over a cold, and I could not hit high notes to save my life. And it was probably the most frustrating moment of my music career.
Will you rest in peace?
Dude. Guys, I'm so sorry about this.
Will you come back?
God damn it. It would happen right now. Hey, don't make fun.
There was a really cool thing that happened at the end, and it was a cool scream that I probably could never do unless I was sick, and it worked out very, very well.
Someday,
In my 50 years of playing harmonica, I have played all different kinds of music, from rock, rockabilly, jazz, country, blues. That particular song, various things that are in that song. So for me to be able to do what I call a clap time rhythm and almost like a hoedown or spiritual, and then also to provide soaring elements is a lot of fun. And like a lot of Americana, that song tells a story. And I like that too.
Won't you go and fetch my gun? They've come for me and I'm sorry for what I've done. For what I've done. Remember what I told you, son. Follow the light of day and trust no one. Trust no one. And mama, will you rest in peace? And papa, will you come back for me?
dear boy, all is about to change. About to change. So promise me, son, promise me one thing. Put on my shoes, but don't you walk the same. Don't walk the same. Forgive me, my son, but this was not the way. But it was what I had to do, oh, to keep food on our plates. And mama, will you rest in peace? And papa, will you come back for son? I am proud of you now, forget the house and the things. Keep yourself and your sister safe, and I will return someday, 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 someday. And mama, will you rest in peace? And papa, come back for me. And mama, will you rest in peace? And papa, will you come back for me?
Just hang on to that. Probably keep fogging up.
Alright, where y'all wants to go?
We're gonna go.
Probably go up to Tennessee.
Right here first.
The sense of community here in this the city is incredible.
The art and music culture especially has grown and is very well represented and I guess reciprocated from the community. People really value it and appreciate it, and it's nice to see. I've seen a lot of new businesses pop up and that are doing very well.
I think that the really nice part about Paducah is that at this moment in time, there are all these people that have a vision. This vision was that we were going to be a progressive city. We were going to have food, we were going to have arts, we were going to have music, we were going to have great coffee, great beer, we were going to have, you know, small businesses that we could be proud of, and it all kind of, you know, happened at once.
The main thing that draws me into Paducah is the camaraderie between the musicians, between the artists, between just the city of Paducah.
I think
community is important because you really can't survive without that, without relationships and without people helping you achieve what you want to achieve. And I think that's a big sense of finding your tribe, finding the people that you want to do projects with and work with, and that is just invaluable to me personally, and I surround myself with people that feel the same way.
You get people together that have a similar goal in mind, or a similar thing to rally around, then you're creating relationships that bond tighter than if that wasn't available. And so for community, I think that's really important. You know, we kind of, if you think about it from the macro perspective, we all kind of share the Kentucky community. We're all Kentuckians. Then we come down to the Paducah community, and we're all Paducahans, and we can share that pride in a lot of ways. But even more than that, you start to look at the artist community, especially the creative community. And there is this kind of, it's an opportunity to create that relationship and that tight-knit opportunity between people who share something similar. So community is really crucial, because what else do we have?
So what we're trying to do is create that environment it's a welcome environment. You can come here and you can do some things. If you have the will, if you have the initiative to make that dream happen for yourself, why not Paducah?
You know, community has so much to do with so many pieces of our lives. For progress, to me, the only way you make progress is by creating those tight-knit relationships, because with that comes the collaboration. And collaboration can only be done if you have trust. It's like the bare bones part of collaboration. That trust is the crucial piece of the collaboration. So I think community is the first piece of that leads to the collaboration opportunity.
Recorded a song called Daydreamer. The only rehearsal we got for that song, Adam Rader from Leonard the Band and Taylor Rader, they were kind enough to let us come out to their house and let us use it to practice that song in, and we were out there for quite a long time, but they were so nice and let us basically just come in there and take over their home.
This keyboard amp, or this amp is so good.
You could use a light bulb in here.
What? Hey, I'm Foster Stacy. I play with the band Red Ember here in town, here in good old Paducah, Kentucky.
You can't take yourself seriously.
I can't. It's impossible.
Alright. Try it one time.
Alright.
We're rolling anyway.
Okay. Hey, I'm Foster Stacy. I play with band Red Ember here in town. I actually got a chance to be a part of the song Daydreamer. I was asked to play a little piano. I was asked to do some harmonies. And it was a pretty cool song to be a part of, actually, to be honest with you. It was kind of, as far as I'm concerned, is the heaviest song that was probably recorded during the whole session. My favorite thing about working on that song actually was being able to work with Zach. Just being able to play with another keyboard player was awesome.
think the track Daydreamer turned out extremely well. It was able to kind of showcase what each person was putting into it and kind of their own styles, from, you know, the way Foster, his amazing ability to sing whatever he wants, then his key playing, and then all the guys from Fairseas just doing their part, and like they always do, and just making everything sound extremely tasteful and smooth.
Check, 1, 2, check. Ooh, damn. Check, 1, 2, check.
Checking. Can I get like a nice sexy reverb? Check.
Oh yeah. Dirty thing. Check. Look what you did, you little jerk. Dirty thing. Check.
Your honest face can't seem to get along with too many people these days. It's hard.
Alright, I guess it's break time, Glenn.
Anybody have non-mentholated cigarettes?
These are Camel Crushes, and they're fall.
I graduated.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, no problem. You guys hooping it?
Oh!
That's
Number
bad.
one. Scored a point.
Sweet spot.
If you hit, you miss.
We're gonna end up just playing basketball all night.
Yeah, dude, that always happens.
Yeah.
We spent a weekend rehearsing with this kid. We played on his album. His name's Fate McAfee.
Oh, yeah.
And he came out here to rehearse for like a couple days, and we ended up playing like 18 hours straight of basketball, just like.
I got such a farmer's tan.
Yeah, like catch your breath, go back and play. Catch your breath, go back and play. It was awesome though.
We do that a lot, except instead of playing basketball, we talk about food. Instead of practice, we talk about
Everyone has
food.
their vice, man.
Tracking Daydreamer was a lot of fun. It was a late one. I remember being there. Bless you. I remember being there very late for that one, and people were tired. Yeah. People were tired.
Daydreamer was just, there was a lot of little sounds to get, and there's so much decay in the rotunda and bleed that if anybody makes a noise while recording, you gotta redo it, because there's no way you're not getting that in the recording. So we would be doing snaps and somebody would cough or whatever. You have to scrap it and redo it.
Quiet on set.
I think it's so easy to get caught up writing the same material and the same type of music. That's the kind of music that you get comfortable playing. So when you kind of play with somebody else, or you kind of get out of that comfort zone and you start playing something different, which I think ultimately makes you a better musician.
You do this one. It's like a half verse, and then you'll do what we were talking about during this shit.
Okay. And what we were talking about during that shit was just like holding.
Yeah, and we'll play around with it.
Seem to ever work.
If only they could read your mind, no, they would see what you see.
Foster Stacy is probably one of the most fun people to be around during the hours of like 1 a.m. to 4 a.m.
Yeah, I wish I had half the energy as that guy.
Now, everybody wanna go to heaven, claim they scared of Christ, but how you gonna go to heaven when you really scared of heights? And how you gonna be an engine when you really scared to fly? How you gonna go to heaven when you really scared to die?
I think everybody showed signs of being tired except for Foster.
And it was a shit ton of fun. So much fun. God. To be able to leave work and then come up here and play music and hop around and sing and dance for 6 hours, yeah, I'm in.
We got Stephen Montgomery from the Savage Radley. He did some
snaps.
He did some
and
snaps and claps. And Elizabeth Behrens, she contributed a little bit of snaps too when we needed them towards the end. It wasn't until we got halfway through tracking until we realized, yeah, we're gonna need somebody else. Hey, you'll do.
I remember when you came to me and was like, Elizabeth, we need you to clap, and you had no idea. I had no sense of rhythm at all. I was like, sure, I can clap. I've clapped in church when I was a kid, and I've clapped to music before. Thought I knew what I was doing, and halfway through, I had no idea when to clap, and I just looked at Cody and was like, okay, I hope this is the right spot. But it was enjoyable, though, to be able to help you guys out, because I'm not, a musician that locally plays, but everyone loves music, and to be able to help and collaborate to make the music that you guys made just by snapping was, a lot of fun. It's cool.
And then I told you to turn it down, and then I just never checked it. So. Yeah, just a little bit louder. No, that's it. Other than that, I think because you could obviously tell there. Yeah, that's not
wanted love, you needed love. Where is love? Behind those hazel eyes, it's in your heart, it's in your mind, it's in the dark, waiting for some kind of light. Something's wrong with your honest ways. Can't seem to get along with too many people these days. It's hard to hold your head up high when you know the weight you must carry inside. Send for me, if only what you see behind those hazel eyes. People say things will come. You just pray, believe and don't give up. Honestly, simple words, though encouraging, they don't seem to ever work. Give us this day, make the best that you can. How are we supposed to walk when we struggle to stand? I got all that I need except a backup plan. Welcome to the land of the free. Some call it love and some call it fantasy, but to me there's no choice, it's just simply a dream. And I hope not to wake, at least for heaven's sake. Give me strength enough to fall back to sleep. And good night, southern sky. Oh, please don't send for me. If only they could read your mind, oh, they would see what you see behind those. I said good night, southern sky. Please don't send for me. If only they could read your mind, oh, they would see what you see behind those hazel
Yeah, you guys really create quite the awkward interview setup here. This is awesome. I'm Ed Musselman. My wife and I own Musselman Properties, and we purchased the Coke plant January 2013. Coming into the building, we wanted to preserve and protect. We wanted to kind of showcase the greatness of the building. And then the two things that we wanted to do to fill up the building were either better showcase more exposure of what makes Paducah great, or bring things into Paducah that they currently don't have. And the idea of a microbrewery came to the forefront. And then unique, identifiable businesses kind of flanking that. Everything that kind of complements each other, you know, collaboration, not competition. Whether or not you're coming here for ice cream, you're coming here for coffee, you're coming here for pizza, you're coming here for beer, you don't have to come here for all of them. But hopefully we're putting a reason for most everyone to want to come. And then if you come for one thing, hopefully you're getting exposed to 2 or 3 other businesses that you wouldn't have sought out, that now all of a sudden you kind of gain an interest for, you gain a respect for. It's hard to walk into Piper's and not see that that's a craft and not have appreciation. Whether or not you drink coffee or you drink tea, you have an appreciation for the fact that that's an art form that they take very seriously and that they're very, very competent at.
What's up? What's up, man?
Working in the Rotunda building has been really good.
It just aesthetically is a creative environment.
I feel that like history kind of resonates through sound when you record and architecture, and I think that added a lot to it.
The Coca-Cola factory is a landmark for Paducah. It's old. It's an old building that is very historical to Paducah.
1939 is when it was built, I believe.
Was when it was finished, yeah.
I cannot believe you know that. I'm
I think
impressed.
he's heard me say it a few times.
I am a harmonica player, and so for me, reverberation is like life's blood. And so, you know, you play in bathrooms, you play in stairwells, you play in the Rotunda building with its dome and its hall and its round, cylindrical, bullet shape. Oh, that's great.
The wood double swing doors, the second set of entry doors down there, underneath one of those, on the Piper's side, it says Kino Rosa into the terrazzo, and it has some of those brass dividers from each section. They took sections of that, and the installer spelled out his name. He was an Italian immigrant. He moved into the United States in 1900 and he moved into Louisville, started Kino Rosa Tile and Terrazzo Company, and then in 38, 39 he was installing here. Found his grandson, who is an artist who actually draws Scrooge McDuck for comic books, and he's like a world-renowned artist in Louisville. I contacted him and I showed him pictures of this staircase along with all the other terrazzo. He said that cast-in-place terrazzo staircase was a lost art form. He said, what you have there in that rotunda with the terrazzo is quite possibly the finest example of Art Deco and terrazzo craftsmanship in the world. And I printed that out and kept that.
The third, are you going, Glenn? Are you recording? Yeah. Okay, cool. The third track that we recorded was called We'll Get By. I think a lot of that song, the general structure of that song was written by Cody Franklin, our guitar player. And it's a beautiful song. And like most of the rest, it was written a while ago. So, we rehearsed. We will host. That's a hard word to say. When we got to rehearse We'll Get By, we went to Cliff, actually invited us out to his house.
You can tell a lot about a song when you listen to the lyrics. You can tell if it was just thrown together or if some thought went into it. Me being a songwriter, there's been times when I come up with the music first, and then the lyrics will be an afterthought. We'll Get By was not that type of song.
But I got so clean, right within the law. So let's make the best of it. All of the
Josh Coffey, I could talk about him all day. One thing I love about him as far as his musical ability, you can play any song and Coffey can jump right on it.
Everybody comes in on that note. Right there, like that.
Yeah, on the E, I guess.
So you'd have to start.
We'll Get By, I played lap steel on, and you guys asked me to do it, and I said yes, and I never recorded with the lap steel before. I really am not a lap steel player, but I was excited to try a new instrument.
I think Josh Coffey stated that he hadn't played on a lap steel very much at all, and
Yeah, he was actually like in the process of teaching himself the instrument and learning it while writing parts to the song that he was featured on.
Nice.
I heard a line, I heard a musical line, and kind of hashed it out. I don't even know if I tuned it right, but it sounded good.
Getting some good B-roll in there, Bowles.
Will you try something for me? Just for funsies. On the second verse, maybe hold off until the third and fourth line.
Okay.
Like come in the middle of the verse.
Oh, I'm just making up stuff in my head. I'm bad at that. Right in the middle of rehearsal, here I go off on a tangent.
That's pretty much what our rehearsal. Yeah, that's like every band practice for us. Except it usually lasts for about 30 minutes.
Yeah. It just depends on how high we are.
Forget all about the song.
Yeah.
Tracking We'll Get By was one of the more laid back and easier ones. The song is a pretty easy song to play anyway. It's pretty straightforward and not complicated. So that one was pretty stress-free for everyone.
He does three counts. I can back it up or put it wherever you want it. Would you like just a 1, 2, 3? Or
You can get it back.
Okay.
Just let me know what you want.
Listen, bro.
Come on.
Let's try to do some shit.
Hang on, what's the fucking line? I don't need that interstat boss. Well, apparently so. Apparently you need it.
Cliff added a smooth element that we desperately needed. Cliff shows up to this to tracking with, okay, it's absolutely perfect. He has on a brown leather jacket, and his shoes match that jacket. But also, he opens up this case with his keyboard that he brought, which also matches his outfit. It was like the identical shade of brown of his shoes and his fucking jacket.
That just looks pretty. You kind of match. Look at me. Nice, Cliff.
Well, you mean I'm vintage and this like this?
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, a little while. It's really good. It's gonna work. Could you just take the clicks out? Actually, I think there's enough there that I shouldn't need it.
I love working with new people and that bringing together of community of musicians.
We've all done shows together before, but never a project where it's being filmed, it's being recorded, it has an outline to it, it takes more than a few days to do it. I don't think any of us had really done that together before. So that created an energy, just the not knowing, just the excitement of not knowing. You know it's gonna be great, you know it's gonna be crazy because it has no choice but to be great.
More often than not, some of the most important people in projects like this are not even seen and never quite get the recognition they deserve. This project could not have been done without the efforts of everyone involved, but especially not without the efforts of our awesome technical crew.
I'm Glenn Hall, and I'm Director of Photography. I was concerned. I know there was 3 or 4, of us shooting, and so, I was a little bit concerned, like, if we would all kind of mix it, it wasn't too drastic between how each person was shooting. So I think there was a nice balance between what everybody brought to it visually.
We got some serious talent in Paducah, and that's another reason I loved the whole idea behind the whole concept. It's kind of highlighting that everyone's doing their separate thing, but how often is it that you get everyone to come together and really collaborate on something? It's just an amazing thing to see.
That was good. I liked it. Yeah.
The performances are really great, And I mean, I get to go back and listen to each individual performance and what each person is doing. And it puts me back to the time of like hitting record. And that's just something I like to get out of every recording, It's capturing a moment.
Collaboration helps things to evolve. What we're really doing is fostering relationships between people. That's the real meat of it. And yeah, if you're not willing to work with other people, then that point is lost.
I can shoot. It's like, you should have done that a year ago, like, for real. But,
You see this dough?
I still feel like you guys are here for MTV Cribs, Government Housing Edition.
My favorite part about this project, for one, is the Coke plant and the Rotunda. That room, I had always said, walking in there, wow, imagine how a drum set would sound in here. Imagine, these instruments. And I always thought, like, it would be great to record an album in here. And sure enough, Fairseas comes along and says, we're going to do an album in there. And I was so stoked about it.
Shelby Breakfast is doing his thing. Where's he at? Doing real work.
Shelby did a great job with the tracking and all the talent that is explored. It's ridiculous, the talent that is on the CD. And I love seeing the community come together like that.
So it's just 2 counts of 3? It's 3 counts of 3. 1, 2.
There's just a vibe about this. It's something I've never really done before. I've only worked on your typical CD. We go in the studio, we track, we mix, we master. There's something about that room that is so classic and gives a vibe that just can't be recreated in a studio.
The sense of community has definitely had a long-term effect on everybody that was part of the project. I got to pull from it that local music in Paducah and all over the United States, but local music is really important to the culture and to the people in certain cities. The feel of community that we were all working together towards one project was almost, how they say that it takes a village to raise a child. It was almost like your guys' baby, but you needed help from others to do it, and it was just this feeling of we are working together to have this one goal. The goal is like our creative outlet is to make this the best that we can.
When you can kind of combine your ideas and talents and with other people and have it work, make it work. When that comes together, there's an energy that's really special and really nice. And you learn from it and you grow from it as well.
When Steven came to me about the project, I was a little bit unsure because I don't stray too much from singing my own material. So until I actually was in the room with Fairseas and Steven and we were practicing the song at loud and clear, I wasn't really sure whether or not it was going to be a fit for me, but after getting together with Jaron and actually running through the song a few times, it turns out it was a lot of fun, and it's not really that difficult when you're, performing a good song.
Give me your time, I'll give you mine, and so much more. I've said it before, you're the better half of me.
Cool. Let's do it again. Y'all wanna run through that bridge?
Yeah, that's where I'm really getting. I mean, I fucked up the chorus the first, both times.
Pre-chorus, and we run through that once, and then we go through the chorus and do that twice, and then on the first ending is where I do the guitar. And then we go back in straight with a verse, so we would just play it twice on the second time. Take out the intro on the second time. And then it would go pre-chorus once, and then do the chorus twice, and then that's when it would go into the bridge. If that makes any sense at all.
It's been there for a month. It's still fucked up.
Josh Coffey was on that track, and I hadn't really ever done a lot of playing with him, and so that was cool. I was really happy he was there too, because he helped to translate, hey, these are the chords we're playing.
Yeah,
that helped.
They can read that chicken scratch there. Pre-chorus.
What the fuck is that?
Chorus. And what's the verse chord? I remember that we were trying to figure out the chord progression, and usually guitarists have that role because they play chords, and he was using a capo and thought that it was, he was playing a G, so he said it was a G chord when it was actually, I think, a B or something I don't know. Anyway, I wrote out the chord progression, and I think we went from there. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, none of us knew what the hell it was. We just played it.
It's just music, yeah.
Chorus into the chorus, and then the chorus ends the first time with a little guitar.
And then we go back to this.
Yeah. Then you go back to the verse.
For only twice.
My name is Olivia Harp, and I was featured on Daylight. I play violin. For the majority of my violin career, I've trained here in Paducah, and for this project it was really cool because I got to work alongside one of the guys that was really instrumental in my violin playing and what I do now.
Olivia Harp didn't actually come into the picture until later, and She was a student of Josh Coffey's, and she played violin, and them two together formed the string section.
A lot of what we did for the string section was done kind of behind the scenes, separate from here recording and shooting. Both of us started playing whatever we heard and played through it a few times and then wrote down what we played. And typically that's the way that I like to write parts, is just listening and playing what I hear.
The first night of recording in the room, we stay, things take time. Art takes time. And we were here late because we were working so late. And I'm not really used to that. I don't like to record that late in the evening. I didn't remember what I had done. So to come back in and to hear the final track, I was really glad that I held it together and it didn't sound horrible. It was good. It really turned out to be a really special song, and I was really glad to be a part of it.
You ready, Steven? Steven! Good job.
You ready, Steven?
Pressure. Pressure.
It'll be okay.
I faced a lot of obstacles during the course of this project. Right after the first time I recorded, I had to have surgery to release carpal tunnel in my left hand, which it's minor, but I wasn't able to play for a few weeks, and thankfully that was in between recordings. But the second one, not long after that, I was in a wreck and I broke the top half of my arm and severely damaged my radial nerve, and we didn't know if I would ever get use of my hand back. I started to get really discouraged. We were getting close to filming the music video, and I was still in a sling and couldn't move my hand at all. I had no control or use of my left hand or fingers. A few weeks before the shooting for the music video, that my radial nerve started to regenerate and I started to get movement back in my hand. So I started working on strengthening it and getting to the point where I could play again with a brace. So in the music video I have a brace on, and it's actually the first time that I played after this wreck, after thinking that I may never play again. My last contribution to this project was a really big deal for me, because I didn't think that I'd ever be able to play again at certain points, and I can play again.
Tell me you're here. Tell me that you're mine. You never seem to leave my mind. creeping into my eyes, and it's not the only thing that's keeping me awake. So when was the last time we spoke? For only a moment I hope I'm witnessing something unseen for me. And so long it seems the daylight has opened my eyes. So lonely is ignite. If I fall asleep in too deep, just please come shine your light on me. Come shine it down on me.
Don't you ever doubt, don't you worry, my dear. The where we go is so unclear, but I got what I need. Oh, give me your heart,
Give me your time,
give me your love, I'll
give you my
everything,
and so much more.
all I can bring.
I've said it before, you're the better half of me. The daylight is creeping into my eyes, and it's not the only thing that's keeping me awake. So when was the last time we spoke? For only a moment I hope I'm witnessing something unseen for me. And so long it seems the daylight has opened my eyes. So lonely is the night. If I fall asleep in too deep, just please come shine your light on me.
Shine it down on me.
And with space and time, and with smoke and wine, and I promise you this, with your hand in mine, this feeling is love, this feeling's divine.
Daylight is creeping into my eyes, but it's not the only thing that's keeping me awake.
So when was the last time we spoke? For only a moment I hope I'm witnessing something unseen for me. And so long it seems the daylight has opened my eyes. So lonely is the night. If I fall asleep in too deep, just please come shine your light on me. Shine it down on me.
Getting to, pitch the idea to these creative individuals and having them be so receptive of it and commit their time and resources to doing so basically created the entire concept of the project itself.
It's really cool the type of people that you have invited to join the project too. You know, it's all people that I actually play music with all the time, and I assume, you know, there's good camaraderie. So that alone is totally worth it.
So in a community setting, especially in like an artist community, collaboration is kind of the magical part of the whole thing. The part that brings it all together is taking these group of people with similar passions and then unifying them into making something greater than themselves. So there's like this unity that can happen when they go for a common goal. And that's true in all walks of life.
As musicians, I mean, when you're writing, I mean, you lay everything out there, completely vulnerable, completely just laid out, you know, and it's hard to, and you can't.
You have to feed off.
Yeah, you know, exactly. You don't put on any faces. You just create.
Twice, 8, twice, 8, twice, 8. And then there's right. This was actually sang 3 times. The last time it was a cappella, no music. This is the 3rd time that we sing this. We'll sing the very last one, which is the same as the first. We'll come in and sing it twice again with the music, and then a cappella one more time.
The last. Yeah.
Can we just run through the whole thing?
Yeah, we'll try.
The unity that it created amongst all of us. You know, we were all working together on a project to benefit something so historic in this city, but also show that as a whole, as a unit and as a group, we could come up with something so wonderful as Keep Me South.
Keep Me South, we actually never got to rehearse. That was the one song out of the bunch that everybody was kind of like, I don't know how this is gonna go.
We pretty much had a structure and a melody and the lyrics, and that was about it.
Really not doing anything interesting but drinking.
2. 1, 2. We were just running through it a little bit before recording it. There were some changes made last minute.
No, that's where it would come in. Oh, the vocals right coming right there? Okay. That was right. Yeah. My bad, guys. Okay.
Please let me out. Show me your star and lead me north, but keep me south.
That's what I was thinking. That was great. Okay, let's do that.
The song involved every single person from the last 4 tracks. Luke Taylor and Shannon Vetter, Shannon being a newer face in the project at the, when we were doing Keep Me South. Shannon and Luke took the song in the direction that it needed to go, which is why you collaborate.
You have sharp minor?
Try Coco and playing it in G. If we're playing in the key of B.
Okay.
Josh Coffey was there, and Luke Taylor was there, and we kind of like on the spot decided, okay, this is the chordal integrity of the song, right? This is it. This is where it goes, because when you're layering, when all we had to work with was vocal lines, so harmonies stacked on harmonies though. So it's like you can kind of choose. When you have that many harmonies going, you can kind of choose what you want to put underneath it. If you want to stay on 1 the whole time, if you want to, go to the minor 6th. So we ended up making the right choices as a group.
Then Josh Coffey, of course, came in and was like, "Hey, why don't we just live track this one?"
Are you doing everybody's vocals together?
Yeah. I was going to try to. Ideally, it would be like a choir situation.
Well, can we just all record it together?
Yeah, but the pitch would be the thing, right? Could we do bass?
No, I mean the instruments.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, we could do that.
Let's just cut it live.
All right.
But then we're not going to hear the click.
you'll hear the. I've got enough headphones now.
For everyone?
Yeah, I think so. I got a whole fucking bucket of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I might have.
Bucket of headphones.
It needed to sound like 20-something people standing around a microphone belting this song, which is exactly what it was.
Collaboration is important because there really is nothing wrong with something great coming from a lot of people. In fact, one could say it's just as bit as special or more special because more people were able to be involved.
We defined the purpose of the space, and I think we found it. We did exactly what we should have done in Paducah, in that space, in that moment.
Snapchat. It's not just for your wiener anymore. Snapchat. Snapchat. We're making a video about Snapchatting.
All right, let's do this. We're rolling.
Oh Lord, my God, up there, please let me out. Show me your star and lead me north, but keep me south. Oh Lord, my God, up there, please let me out. Show me your star and lead me north, but keep me south.
Why do you play music?
I cannot think of a reason why I play music. I play music. It's elemental to me.
You know, I play music because that's how I make it okay for me to be alive.
There's very few things in this life that I find to be absolutely innocent. Music feels that way to me.
Because I sucked at everything else.
Music is a way for me to escape the reality.
It makes life a little more enjoyable. I don't see life being too enjoyable without music.
I play music because it communicates in a way that words can't.
There's a lot of things in life you don't choose, like who your family is or where you were born and brought up. And you don't choose what your interests are. They just kind of happen.
Our dad is one of the biggest influences for who we are as human beings and as men, and also as musicians. Our environment growing up was music.
Music gives me something that nothing else does.
It really just makes you feel alive.
Coming into this, we knew that the concept and outcome of this project had great potential. We knew it was ambitious, but we saw an opportunity to collaborate with people who share the same type of passion.
Despite being exclusively different, we were inclusively creating. And the best part, we got to celebrate and rejoice together in such a brief moment in our little town.
Snapshot from your life like in a movie.
Why do you play music?
Why do I play music? To me, that's almost like asking me, why do I breathe? Or why do I swallow? I mean, wow, that didn't come out right. I mean, it's like music is like a natural. It's like a.
So we're just talking about Paducah. Yeah, I think that people are really nice, and yeah, it's not a bad place.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's no East St. Louis, but it'll do.
Right.
What's that?
It's Piper's tea.
Tell me about it.
This is the best tea that you can get. I don't know the name of this. I know it was made in China, but it was smoked in a reindeer smokehouse in Sweden.
The blurry city night atones for us all. Now a midnight gaze atop the shaky staircase, the lines in your face map the mistakes and disgrace that you've seen.